Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everybody around the world. Welcome back to another One Piece video featuring your girl, Nami. Coming at you guys with a very, very spicy deck profile featuring OP11 here on the channel, let alone a leader in which I'm very excited for this format. This might be my new main. Yamato might take a back seat. That might get some dislikes, but it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. In any case, we're going to dive into a list today in which I've been cooking up. I've been having a lot of fun with this one. Now, for the record, I wanted to do something a little bit different here than I've been seeing when it comes to Nami deck lists. There's so many different ones out there. There's different variety. This is one thing in which I love about this leader, that it can be built in numerous different ways. But at the same time, some work, some are interesting, and some are just, you're scratching your head a little bit. This one particularly, we are going to be doing a lot of healing. So yes, of course, you got to go ahead and include my Soul Pocus. Again, this is just a me thing. You don't have to have it, but it really makes this deck pretty fun. I'm not going to lie. And yes, you might have some bad matches, sure. But overall, if you're playing Nami to the fullest and making sure you're doing your leader ability properly, you guys will have a very, very good time. There is a lot of cards in this deck that don't utilize counter, right? For example, so you have your Red Rocks, your Gravity Blade, Slave Arrow, Soul Pocus, 0-cost events, Big Moms, and 8-cost kits. None of these have any counter. But that does not matter when it comes to Nami. There's going to be a lot of lists that you guys will run into in which might utilize some other big body characters, such as like the 8-cost Luffy or 8-cost Katakuri. Again, these characters have 0 counter. None of that matters in Nami as long as you have 1 Dawn attached to this character. You can trash, for example, 8-cost Katakuri from your hand. This will now become a 2K. So every card in your deck that has no counter, whether it's an event or a character, becomes a 2K counter for Nami. And this is for the whole turn, which is really, really good. And that's interesting when you're playing with every other deck out there in the format. Having bricks is bad. In Nami, it doesn't really matter because they become 2K counters, which is kind of nice. Now, with that being said, we are going to be playing a little bit of a tempo game here with Nojiko as well. We have a little bit of bounce mechanics. That way we can kill characters on board at 5 cost or less with things like Zeus, or get rid of them with Nojiko or the Red Rocks or Gravity Blade. I did play around with Jozu quite a bit, and I very much enjoyed it. But for what I wanted to do here in the list, it didn't help me out more so than I wanted it to. There were times where I didn't have a lot of bodies on board to play down Jozu, for example. Because there are times where, not this list particular, like there are times where you don't draw a lot of characters in the early game that you can play on board. Like there are times where you don't see Nojikos, there are times where you don't see any small bodies that you can put on board, because we typically don't have anything outside of things like, again, Nojiko, Shirahoshi, to make use of Jozu. Unless you guys are playing around with things like the 1-drop Law. Sure, you can play Jozu down, bounce the Law back to hand, and do the thing, but Jozu can't bounce himself, which is something to consider. So instead of that, if I wanted to play more so with that variant, I would change this deck entirely, just to format it. And I have done numerous different variations of the Nami to try to play around with the Jozu. Things like Jozu here with the Cavendishes, with the Namis, you have a little bit more of an early game potential. You also have some triggers here. It's a mixed bag, unfortunately. It works out, it's very good. I will come up with a list that I can enjoy with Jozu, but right now I'm having a lot more fun playing around with the Soul Pocus variant and getting this into life as much as I can. Now, the one that we have cooked up and one we are going to play with today is going to be this. That's going to utilize the 5-cost Katakuri opposed of the 5-cost Nami here. And this is because on the 5 Dawn turn, you have 2 options, right? So if you're going first, you have Nami or you have Katakuri. If you're going second, you have things like Cavendish. That's pretty much it. You don't really play anything else on 4 Dawn here outside of Pudding, like realistically. And I opted not to run the Cavendish here, not because I don't enjoy the card, but because I was playing around with the 6-drop Newgate. If I wanted to splash something into the deck like this, I would drop the Newgate, in which that's something that we might do going forward. But currently, I wanted to play with the Katakuri because this enables you to give that Rested Dawn to Nami, even though you went first and you play a 5-drop, so i.e. Nami blocker, you have no Dawn to attach to your leader. Katakuri enables that. Of course, you gotta flip the life face up, but this is why you also have the Nugate to pull that life back and put it somewhere else and then reset them, and you have the Hiyori to do the exact same thing if need be. This is pretty good in a pinch. It's a very strong blocker, being a 6k body. Give it a 2k, makes it an 8. Enables your leader ability, which is pretty strong. The other downside to this might come out, I'm not 100%, but as of late it's doing great. My other options, like I mentioned, what I wanted to play around with more was going to be Cavendish. I know this is a 6, but this is a 4. I get it. This is just something else I can play on the even curve. The other cards, like I already talked about, was Jozu. Pretty solid if you have characters on board to use this ability. And then you have Linlin, the 6-drop. This is another very good replacement for this slot if you guys want to change the deck up in any way. This card is very, very strong. It allows you to get rid of a character or a card in your hand. Again, nothing in hand is technically dead to Nami because it's always going to be worth a 2k counter. But this forces your opponent to either trash 2 cards from their hand or trash one of their lives. If they get rid of one of their lives, you get to use your Nami leader ability if you have 7 cards or less in hand, which is really strong. My other option for this slot was going to be Boa, in which I don't see a lot of decks running, which is okay. There might be a reason for it, but currently in this metagame, this is very, very good because it allows you to freeze certain characters, whether or not it's going to be a 9-cost Zoro, whether it's going to be an 8-cost Captain Kidd, or a Law. This is very strong just to freeze and then prolong yourself into the next turn because you absorbed a big body by making it not being able to attack you. This is something to consider. But overall, this is what we're going to be cooking up today. Now, before we get into it, I want to talk about Slave Arrow real quick. This is another card in which I don't see in a whole lot of variants of Nami. Just consider it. What this allows you to do in the early game, you guys typically play a lot of small bodies. So Nojiko, the Puddings, maybe a Flampe here and there, and the Hiyori with the Zeus. This allows you to, first of all, you discard a card from your hand, right? You're a 2k now, right? So Nami's now a 7k body. If you activate Slave Arrow, you can bounce back a Hiyori, you can bounce back a Zeus, another 2k, or a Nojiko back to hand, or even a Pudding if you want to. Therefore, you can activate all these effects again later into the game, or just get back a 2k from the field back to your hand, which is really good. On top of that, this gives you 4,000 power to your leader or to another character of your choosing, so that 7k body becomes an 11k body just for that battle overall, right? Then you go back down to a 7. But this is a very, very good card. The trigger is very useful, and again, if you don't have a character on board that you can pop back, you can discard it from hand with your leader ability to make yourself a 7k anyhow. It's never going to be a dead card. The other option, of course, is going to be the 0-cost event. Unlike other yellow decks, this is still very good. In Nami, we don't necessarily need this, but it's nice to have, because again, nothing here is going to be a dead card with your leader ability, so you don't really have all of those opportunities to just use 0-cost and then pitch like a Big Mom, for example, which makes you an 8k. Great. In that situation, you can just use this, then be a 7k, and then +1 or what have you. This is always going to have value no matter what yellow deck it's going to go into. I think it does have less value here in Nami when it comes to just pitching 2 cards. Now, the other upside to this is, again, you're playing around with the Hiyori, so you have those cheeky plays where you can just play Hiyori and put this into your bottom of your life, if it's your last life, right? Which allow you to sustain yourself into the late game. And then, of course, Soul Focus, same scenario. Turn 1, if you have the Hiyori, you play the Hiyori down, throw this in life. Typically, your opponent lets you heal. If they don't, they lose a card, and you get to do a Nami thing. So it does work out. And then there are situations where you can just chain this back to back into a 5-cost, into a 7 Big Mom, have one on life. It's very, very fun. Again, mind you, this is the only deck this is going to happen in which this has value if your opponent has no life. because then you can throw it away for 2k counter, which is great. So we're going to dive into a bunch of games today and see what we can cook up. Let's get at it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to dive into a bunch of games today. Come at you guys with Nami playing into Smoker, in which this is a terrifying matchup for you, unfortunately. Just due to the fact that Smoker can get so many bodies on board and swing heavy numbers into you with threatening banish. So if you guys don't have the removal for the 5-cost Smoker and the 3-cost Tashigi, it could be a rough one. I feel like my Gravity Blade here, my Red Rock, they lose a little bit of value due to the 3-cost Tashigi, and there's not really much else you can do. So you kind of got to play around the 3-cost Rosie before you can remove anything else on board. But we have a pretty strong late game with the 7 Mom into the Eustace Kid, being able to just rip life instead of giving it to hands for him to counter out of a, per se, like a 8-cost Kid on board. It's a lot easier for us to deal with. And speaking of which, they are utilizing some of the new stuff in OP11 as well, so I'm pretty excited. Things like Peacock here. That Sanji boost is kind of terrifying. We kind of got to get that off board as soon as possible. And this right here in itself, we have to guard. Because Smoker just enables himself to swing 7, so it's always going to be that magic number with his leader ability, right? Being able to stand up extra Dawn if he has another character on board. Whereas a lot of other decks, they can't necessarily do that. So in this one, I feel like our 2Ks or our leader ability loses a little bit of value here. So we're going to bounce this back to hand. As much as I wanted to KO it with the Zeus, he gets to draw a card and then we lose a life. Technically, we don't lose when it goes to hand, you know, so he kind of makes out. Unfortunately, we don't have a Nojiko to deal with the Smoker, but if he has Tashigi, it doesn't really matter here. Now we can use Leader Skill. Or we can just discard, doesn't really matter, but we'll get rid of the 0-cost event here. Just in case he wants to boost up Virgo to smack me again, so. No Tashigi, that's good news for us, because now we can bottom deck the Sanji and the Smoker this turn with Gravity Blade. Unfortunately, we don't get the Dawn for our leader ability, but removing the Smoker it's a plus. Yeah, he probably's got another. Yeah, he does. And this is probably where he plays Tashigi, right? It's one of those things where I should have played Tashigi last turn, and now he's probably going to do it. Yep. And here comes the beatdown, boys. Oh, he didn't restand Dawn that time. That's weird. Yeah, that was kind of weird. He should have reached a Dawn there. Get a Katakuri. I probably should have guarded that, honestly. But it's okay. Alright. There's a lot going on here on this board. So I can either drop Zeus, do the thing. We can get Newgate on board. I need to have Dawn. That's the problem. We need to have Dawn up for my leader skill. Oh, hello. That's nice. Because now we get to play around with the Soul Focus here. Which we might be able to counter out of the Smoker, right? And then trigger Soul Focus another way. So we're going to put this on top and put 0-cost on bottom of life. And we should be chilling the rest of this game as long as we play around the banish swings. Okay, so we get the Gravity Blade. Again, doesn't really have much impact with the Tashigi. Let's go 8 here. In hopes we can force the blocker or cards out of hand. Because he's almost at 0 life here. He's going to take it. Okay. It's interesting. Because he knows we use Eustace Kid probably. Let's go ahead and do the thing. And then we can get rid of, I guess, Katakuri for now. It sucks, but sometimes you have to do what you got to do. There's a Chopper. So he's got 2 blockers up. Drake is really good here, by the way. I don't know why a lot of people aren't utilizing this card. It's pretty strong. It just makes your leader a 6k for the turn, which is kind of nice. Oof. Soul Focus. So he's going to heal us here again, which is nice. So now we go back up to 3. And he still stays at 5 cards. So we still have an opportunity of burning life here with a Big Mom play. And then swinging heavy into 8 to face again. Our other option is playing down the Zeus to pop a chopper on board. Because we can't get rid of the smoker, because he has the Tashigi, so now we're at 4. Yeah, he's got a lot of bodies on board, but we also have big numbers as well. There's that. Let's swing here. Almost forgot about Newgate, actually. Let's go 7. There is one card that's pretty terrifying I have to pay attention to. I don't really have an out, but I think it's, what's it like, Honesty Impact or something? Some sort of impact. It's very, very good. It allows him to clear a body on board if it's like a certain power. In which he probably can. Yeah, he has it. Yeah, Honesty Impact. That's so good, man. And then he just gets to restand Dawn for free, which is crazy. So he kills something, and then restands. He basically spends 3 to play this card, which is crazy. So 7 here. I kind of want to protect Newgate, because he might run other characters into it and not fixate on my life this turn. But I'm also losing a lot of characters, or a lot of cards in hand by doing this, though. But I think this is still probably the better play. I don't think he's going to swing his 5-cost Smoker into it. I think Smoker's going to go for life. Just to do the banish thing. Yep. Oh, he's going to do this instead. Okay. Do we do this? That goes to 11. 3 Dawn left. He might have another blocker here. Which could be a, what, Rosinante? Let's protect this as well. I don't see him donning up the Tashigi or the chopper here, the swing. And I think I'd rather guard here as well. I don't really care if he banishes the life. I kind of want to keep the Newgate on board. So now this begs the choice for him. He has to remove it or go face. Cool. That's fine. You got it. And we're still sitting at 4. 2 Dawn open. There's the Rosie. Okay, so we have the Zeus. But I can't do anything with it because he's a green character. However, we can pop the Sanji with the Zeus. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll take the top. Because remember, the bottom life is a 0-cost event. And the life before that is going to be a Slave Arrow, if I remember. So now we're at 7. That was very greedy of me. I probably should have done that. I probably should have just played the Big Mom on board. I was hoping to at least find maybe another Soul Focus there, but it's okay. I probably should have played the Big Mom. And we might lose off that. So I think we had the board there. If we played the Mom down, we just heal another life for free. But perhaps we can do that again next turn if we make it that far. Because again, we have the 0-cost event, so I'm not really stressed too much. We do get the blocker. We have the Red Rock to use Nami effect if need be. Okay, Peacock comes down. Sure. So they have another Honesty Impact, so Newgate's probably dead here. And now I don't feel so bad, because now we can actually play Big Mom and heal up next turn, because he's going to beat me down this one. Yep. It's just so good. Okay, so this gets the swing for 7. I think we have to take one of these hits, don't we? It just sucks, because at the end of the day, we're probably going to get hit by the Smoker if we don't play around that one. Okay, another 0-cost event. This one's Slave Arrow, then we have another 0-cost event at the bottom. So this is 10. Yeah, I'm not going to counter this one. That is way too much, buddy. Alright, go ahead. Do your worst. This either goes heavy and puts me to 0. Okay, 7. This I can counter out. There's not really a point not to. But do we need the Red Rock here is the question. He's got 3 left. We haven't seen that 2-cost event yet. But what does he play here for 3? Yeah, we'll trash this. That's fine. He doesn't have another rush character, but he might done up the Tashigi here as well. Because that'd be an 8k swing. It sucks, but it'd be what it'd be. I think we're good. Okay. So he leaves 3 Dawn up. So maybe he does have the events in hand. Hmm. 7. We play Mom. I think we have to play Mom here. Again, we have the counter for the Smoker, right? We have the 0 cost event, and then our leader ability, which makes us a 10k at the very least. Nice. It doesn't really matter if we swing on the what's his name, the X-Rick. He probably has the counter or the events to protect it. Face, I thought, might be a little bit easier for us to get around. Or does it not matter there if he has the 2 cost event or not? Because he gets the +2, right? And we get the -3. Yeah, so we still... Yeah, we don't be able to hit him that way. Sure. So we get the kid. We all know Hodie's coming this turn. We all know it. Yep. Sure. But he's going to go face here anyway. Gets to restand. Yep. 6 Dawn. We need to save the 0 cost event for the Smoker. Unfortunately. But if we use 0 here... Nah, he's probably going to use the Smoker to go for last life, right? Oh, nice. Okay. Or Red Rock, the Tashigi. That takes the body away. It's 9k here. 0 cost event. Doesn't really matter what we drop. Now we're chilling, boys. Unless he has a blocker this turn, I think we're chilling. Or 2 blockers, sorry. Yep. Clears the Big Mom. And GG. That was a scary game, actually. I didn't have the removal here for the Smoker. I think we only saw 1 Nojiko all game. But we got there. This is another deck in which I'm very much interested in. This might be a pet deck for me on the side. With this set, I think we're going to do Katakuri, the purple one, right? Shirahoshi, King, and Nami. I will be diving back into a King list here very soon as well with the purple-black. We did gain access to a brand new card, and which you guys probably don't know about. And it's going to make King's leader ability free, so that's going to be pretty nice. But in any case, the Shirahoshi, I think this deck is very, very scary. If you guys don't have the early board control, she just spams the board with big Sea Kings, and they're kind of terrifying, to be honest. It's like that feeling when you're playing Rob Lucci, right? And you have momentum in the game, you're able to clear some bodies on board. But when Shirahoshi slaps down 2, 6, or 5 costs in a turn, you're not going to be able to clear both of them without the Ice Age in most case scenarios. So, and then she just keeps flooding you. It's definitely one of those decks where I've gained a bunch more respect for. Not that I wanted to say she was bad by any means, but she's one of those decks that people probably are not focusing on, and I understand it. It's okay. I get it. Everyone's playing Luffy. But Shirahoshi, don't sleep on it. It's a very, very good deck too. Any case, let's go ahead and do the thing. Go 6 lead and see what she wants to do. Give me a 2K, it'd be great. We don't have Pudding here, unfortunately. She's got a lot of cards in hand. Let's play Shirahoshi down for a blocker. And this is the turn where it gets pretty scary. There is the Neptune. Yep. Yep. Look at that hand size, boys. That's crazy. We're in turn 3. Yeah, we got a lot of cards too. I get it, but look at that. Neptune. Another 6-drop. That's crazy. We'll bomb deck him though. We'll go 5 lead. Yeah, I get it. Gravity Blade exists. Sure. But how many times are we going to have Gravity Blade back to back to clear a whole board? Because then we don't develop any bodies ourselves. There's another 5-drop. This card's pretty good too. Another 6-drop. She gets a search off. She can't swing herself, which is nice, but just being able to flood board with these big bodies is very spooky. 7. I think we should bounce one back to hand. We'll go 2 here. 7 left. We can either Big Mom, but then we have no Dawn attached. If we go 8, she probably has the counter in hand. Maybe we just Pudding. Alright, goes on to 5. Just out of reach of Zeus. Poke face. Let me draw. Thank you. Okay. I mean, that was pretty good, right? Never mind. We gave her the Jinbei. That's just rude. Jinbei would never. Yep. We'd have to give him, what, 2 2K counters, essentially? She can't swing. But just in case, there's another rusher that I'm missing. I don't think so, to be honest. Okay. What's that? Odahime? Alright. Shirahoshi, 1 Dawn up. Which means that's enough for the event. Which is actually pretty good. We have an opportunity of Zeusing, killing the Megalo, and then playing down a Big Mom here as well in order to heal a life. Or we can just drop the Eustace Kid and have a body on board for like a pseudo blocker. Trash this for free. Draw a free card. Ooh. Ooh, that's actually really good. But then we have no Dawn for leader skill. Let's try running 4 into the Shirahoshi here. The rested one, of course. Because I think we can get around that. Nice. The reason why we don't go 7 here is just in case we get a Slave Arrow. You know what I mean? Okay. Soul Focus. Some of these are pretty beneficial. I don't think we're going to need this right now. But we do have the Hiyori in hand. 7 Mom. A very, very nice body here as well. We could play down the Hiyori, put Soul Focus back in life. So, I mean, this should be okay. If we don't have an opportunity to use Soul Focus, we can also trash that with Nami ability this turn as well. I think Nojiko and Zeus will get us out of this. At least allow us to go face. And I think she has to try to clear Kid. What do we get here? That's 9. The other one's probably also going to swing for 9. So bare minimum, I'd probably go down to 1 life this turn. There's a Newgate. Yep. Got 8 Dawn left. And she can still use her leader ability. I'm just worried about having another rush unit here, actually. I need this. But it is what it is. Blocker. Oh, we get another one. We're chilling, boys. We got there. It's fine. We'll soul focus first. Actually, hold up. Why can't... What happened? Oh, this thing. Okay. I was very confused. That actually kind of sucks. But we'll soul focus first. She should let me heal. Okay. I'll get to draw a free card. Double. Gee, thanks, mister. I don't think we have enough to go for game, of course, because she has 2 Dawn open. What do we got here? Okay, there's a Slave Arrow. Let's go 6 lead. 2k. That's the Odahime she got earlier. Big Mom. We'll have to trash the mom. I mean, it's definitely a scary board. I still think we're fine. We have quite a bit of counter in hand here. If we take the hit, we get the Slave Arrow that we can trash for later. But I think she's probably going to Dawn up the other to swing for 9 anyhow. We still have the blocker with Katakuri. This might be her all-in turn. We'll block here. I don't see her swinging with Megalo, so she at least has 2 more attacks this turn. Yep. I think we're fine. Oh wait, actually never mind. She might have something else. She could be playing Hody Jones. Realistically, what could this get me? Another 2k? Alright. Well, not another 2k. Because I guess we could have got rid of the Nojiko for a 2k counter there if we drew one, so. The useless kid we don't really need. I think we're going to need to keep the 2k Hiyori just in case. She's got 3 cards left. So if she goes heavy here and just leaves up the 1 blocker, we have the Nojiko to bounce back and go for face with Kid and Nami swing. Okay. Katakuri. Interesting. I did not expect to see that. Not that it changes things. She's got 2 cards in hand, no Dawn up. So we still just do the same thing. We bounce this back to hand. That gains her a 1k counter. So she needs to have 2 2Ks here to get out of this swing. Because then we just go 8 and 9. What do we get? Okay. Nothing good. 2 2Ks plus 1. Do you have it? Let's go. Spooky man. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Playing against the big bad himself, Green Purple Luffy, as Nami today. It's going to be a tough matchup, but we'll try our best. Because it seems like your Gravity Blades, your Red Rocks get a little bit less value, so does your Nojiko, especially if the stage is on board and they +2 the Sanji P. But there's sometimes you can get around it. I don't really want to use leader skills just right now. He doesn't have a rush unit. He's probably going to play, what, Zoro for 4? That can't really swing. But we show our hand, we let him see the Big Moms. Let's give him a 2k for now with our skill. I'd rather not show with Big Moms either. Okay. Does the search. What do we get? Another Zoro. Sure. Doesn't give it +2. I don't want a Nojiko back to hands because he just gets the search again, right? We'll drop the Katakuri. We'll do the thing. We have a blocker on board that allows us to swing for 6. So we're still hitting the magic numbers in which he has to give me the 2k or take the hit. Which is nice. Sure. Having Nougat in life here is pretty bad. I think out of all the other cards, just having this in life is not the best. Because he doesn't really do anything for you. Unless you can play him if you're going second. He's got 5 left, or 6 left. So this means probably pudding. Yep. Okay. Now, regardless of who he does decide to give Going Merry, we'll just bottom deck the other 2. Trash that. Oh, okay. Alright. That's crazy, man. We'll bounce this back to hands. Make him play that back down again. We probably should have just Gravity Bladed, but it's okay. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Ooh, actually, never mind. This is fine. Because we'll play Pudding. Ooh. Save 1 Dawn up, actually, for Nojiko. Or not Nojiko, sorry, Slave Arrow. Because I think if we swing now, he just, he counters out. We'll just go 7 over here. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I think often not, Pudding kind of helps out, the opponent. Maybe he only had 1 Sanji P, now he has 2, so. And this is when you have the Gravity Blade. And then at that point, we just Gravity Blade the other 2 targets that he doesn't boost. There's 1 Pudding, of course. Yep, you're cool. You see what I mean? Every single time I feel like this happens. But he boosted Zoro, for some reason. He didn't learn the first time. This time, though, now we'll Gravity Blade. I'd say I'm sorry, but it doesn't make any sense. That's crazy for you to do that. Go 6 lead. Sure. There's the draw, another Slave Arrow. Pretty good. Unfortunately, we cannot swing with Katakuri. I kind of want to keep him as a blocker for right now. I know he does have the option of playing for the Usopp to, rest it, but it's fine. He'll still be a pseudo blocker if he wants to attack into it. It's okay. There's Zoro. So that is... We shuffled 1 pudding back into the deck, and then we bottom decked 2 other puddings, right? So that means he might not have the 3rd one, or the 4th one, sorry. He definitely doesn't have at least 2 of them. Sure. His hand's looking pretty good. Can't complain. Him going 7 was not the play. I did not want him to do that. We'll guard here. We'll give you a 2k counter. Does he have the last pudding? Oh, Zoro. Okay. So we have 2 options here. Yeah, we have 2 options. We definitely are going to counter this out, okay? I want to keep this on board. Yeah, he's going to go 5 and keep up the Dawn for the Giant. I could Slave Arrow and bounce her back to hand and just putting him later. But I kind of feel like that's not as valuable here. And letting the pudding go might be alright. We also have another one in deck. Yeah, we'll let it go. I think that's kind of like doing too much. You know what I mean? Hiyori. Let's play with the mom. We can bounce something else back to hand as well. Which, this will be the green Zoro. It doesn't matter if he plays it back down to rest Nojiko or not. I don't really care at that point. Shirahoshi. I'm gonna go 6 face. I think he'll probably let me heal. I mean, he can go down a 1. We'll see. You definitely heal me. Nice. Okay. We're chilling, we're chilling. Unfortunately, we did not get a damage in this turn, so we didn't get to draw one with the Nami effect. But that's okay. There's 4 Zorojoros. Terrifying board. Probably gets a Sanji P here, maybe? Nope, Luffy. 6 left. I don't necessarily think that Luffy's going to get him out of the situation. We haven't really attacked with the Big Mom or the Katakuri right now, so he can't really clear board. Gives that +2, so he doesn't have a Sanji P here. Plays another Going Merry. You want a +2 the other one, or... And I'm really not sure, though, why he's +2ing the Zoro. I guess it does get him out of the Zeus, right? And Nojiko, I suppose, but why would I want to bounce that back to hands? The Zeus kind of helps him out because we lose a life. I'm not sure. We'll go ahead and go to 7k. He does have 5 left, so it's still possible for a pudding. Hopefully not, but it's possible. What do you want to do here? Okay, gets another Usohachi. So he does have the 2k that can drop down to rest my Katakuri. I think he misclicked there. I'm pretty sure he donned up the other Zoro that already swung. Oh well. So 2 cards left, or sorry, 2 Don left. That's 2 Giants probably. We haven't seen any all game. Let's Red Rock one of them. So we don't have anything else to play right now in hand. We've barely seen any big bodies this game. I think we've only seen 2 Big Moms, which is unfortunate. We still get 4 Don left. Yeah, we need to save 1 Don up for our Slave Arrow this turn. Or actually, maybe we can go heavy and get him the 1 life with the Big Mom. So this way we can go 6 to face. Alright, cool. We swing 10, he cracks back, probably kills a Lenlin, right? That's the worst case scenario. Because he does have, again, the Usohachi to rest the Katakuri. And then he can go heavy into the Lenlin if he needs to. You know what? Let's rip this. I probably shouldn't have done that. And if I was going to do it, I probably should have done it earlier. But it's okay. We can force cards out of hand here as well. Yep. Okay. So he still has that 2k. We get the Zeus, in which we can bounce back the hand with the Slave Arrow, if need be. We trash Gravity Blade. And then we get the boost, or we can get rid of, I guess, anything in hand, really. I think this is the last turn, so if he doesn't kill me this turn, we might be able to kill him next turn if we can go through the Giants, which I doubt it. So I think we have to survive here. Forcing out the 2k on board to rest is probably really, really good for us, which gives him less counter in hands. So he'll have to use the Gum Gum Giants, if I had to guess, to protect himself from the Big Mom swing. So what, he's got enough Dawn to do that and the 6-drop Luffy. Yep. Just enough. Because now that can swing for 9. He drops the Usopp down. And we still have the Slave Arrow to get out of this. So, we're chilling. Interesting. He's not going to restand. Okay. Alright. Well, we already know what we're doing here. We're Soul Focus. We heal another life. Where he loses it and we go huge with Big Mom. That's 12k swing. Okay. We get a kid. We'll attach Dawn. Because the other way around that, if we go 12, he needs to drop Giant and Giant to get out, or Giant and hope he gets a 2 and a 1. And we have a card to throw away here for the Nami effect. Yeah, that's just force hand. There's no point in going for board here. He either has it or he doesn't. So there's the first one. He throws away a Gum Gum Giant. Yep. 0 cost event, and he trashed one? Okay. Alright, so he's going for game. Seven lead. I think we're okay to take this hit. Because then we have the kid, and then we can trash the kid for the next hit for our leader ability. Or should we do it now? I think we can do it now here as well and be fine. Because then we can just trash the Gum Gum Red Hawk. Actually, never mind. That's fine. Go ahead, you got it. We'll go ahead and Slave Arrow. We'll boost this one up. We'll bounce the Zeus back to hand. Then we have the 2k. So then when we take the next damage, we can drop that out for Nami effect. So he only gets 3 swings here. And he has to attach Dawn to leader to get out a Nami effect. We have just enough counter to win here. So apparently I can't use my my leader skill. He's got 4 left. That's 11. Yeah, apparently I can't use my leader skill. Interesting. Alright, guess we're taking this hit. Here's 9. Yeah, I think we lose. So I appreciate the sim for doing that. There's no reason for us to have the cancel button if it's going to bug you out anyway. Because all we had to do was guard out from the Luffy, the leader, and then you take the 2 hits of this one, and we just win game. So he has no blockers on board, be it he might have one Gum Gum Giant in hands. That's still 18,000 to face with Big Mom. Yeah, he had the Giant up, so if he left one Dawn up there, he still doesn't have enough to protect from 17k. You know what? We won that game. That was really, really annoying. I'm a little triggered, not gonna lie. Like, for some reason, there's literally no point for it to have, would you like to use leader skill? Click yes or no. You click yes, and then it has an option of, are you sure? So you click cancel. That shouldn't be there if you're gonna be like, oh, you already clicked it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So, well, yeah, that's cool. That game, yeah, we definitely won. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Either way, we're diving into another one. We'll probably play maybe like 1 or 2 more games after this one, depending on how long these games go. So I think that Luffy game was like 20 minutes, so I apologize.
Top knot. Interesting. Like, so early just to bounce back the Shirahoshi. We'll take it, though. New gate again in life. Sucks, man. Let me get that 2K. I mean, you can let me draw. That's cool. Nice. Get a Zeus. So now we're set up. Because sometimes I've learned that playing this deck, you get to a certain point where you drop a 5-cost Katakuri or like a 5-cost Nami, for example. Then going into turn 7 Dawn, you either drop the Big Mom, and then you have no Dawn to attach to the Nami. This is where the Katakuri really has a lot of value here. Because you always have a way to get yourself that rested Dawn if you take one of those hits to face, which is really good. Unfortunately, the boy had Sanji ready, so he had the removal. And we have 2 Big Moms in hand. He's got quite a bit of cards himself. I still think this is the better play. Because if not, we just drop the Pudding, we shuffle his hand out, and we go heavy into the Zoro that's on board. Let's go 5 lead. Yeah, we're going to do the Big Mom thing. Yep. We're going to take a hit next turn anyway. Oh, now it's even better. Now it's even better. So we get the heal in this scenario. And then we can chain back into another Big Mom next turn and probably heal again. After we swing with the Big Mom, or maybe we just drop it first and see what he wants to do. Depends on what he plays, I think. Nojiko, that's nice. We can bounce back. No, we can't bounce use this kid. Unfortunate. I'm assuming he's going to attach the Dawn, right? Pudding might have value here as well, though. We'll do this. He has to play something big here. 6. Give you the Zeus. Okay, Katakuri. That's a little spooky. No Red Rock. Unfortunate. We get the Slave Arrow. So we have the Dawn for Nami ability. And we have 1 Dawn left over with Slave Arrow. Which doesn't really do us all too well. If we play Pudding here, we cannot use Slave Arrow, unfortunately. Or sorry, Big Mom. So, he only has 6. It's not worth it. Let me go 6. Right? We go 6. And then we don't swing with Big Mom. Because he's just going to eat the block. Or sorry, not eat the block, but attack into the Big Mom, probably with Katakuri. Assuming he might play another one. So let's go 6 lead. Give me the 2Ks, please. If he goes the 1, we just automatically heal. Okay. Alright, that's cool. What do you want to do? He definitely did not want to go to 1 there, so... If we do the damage, nice, let's go, boys. I was going to say, if we did the damage, then we basically got the damage in for free and counter, which is nice. But in this situation, we got the heal up, and we don't have to swing. We're at 5 life. We have the Slave Arrow in hand as well. We have to bounce a Mom back to hands, but that gives us another opportunity to play it down and heal up if we want to do it that way. Or we just go into the Useless Kid the following turn to burn another life. I am so sorry. I feel it's really bad. So we got 2 Big Moms back to back into a Soul Pocus. We got the heal 3 times. It's gonna go 7. That's fine. Boys, what is happening? That's 4 life. 4 life in 2 turns. What if? Yeah, we can still take a hit. This is okay. Unless he swings in with Katakuri. If he does swing in with Katakuri, I don't mind taking the hit either, just to get rid of the Nugate. But if he swings here, he has to play blockers down, because Katakuri won't restand himself, because his leader's not Big Mom. Although it still is a still a scary card here in Luffy. I think it's better suited for the purple variant, because I think it ramps faster, personally. But pretty good card. Yeah, we're definitely not countering this. He's got 6 left. That's fine. Are you going to play blockers? Yep, 1. Okay. Left 1 Don up for Giant. Let me... Ooh. Let's do it again. I bet you he heals me. Yes, sir! Let's drop Zeus. We drop Zeus, we clear the... I guess the Zoro, I suppose? We could have also made that a little bit more frustrating and playing the Hiyori to put it in life. We could have done it that way as well. But then we lost the 2... No, we didn't lose the 2K because we could have got it back with the Slave Arrow. Let's go 6 face. So I think in that situation... Yeah, no. Because if we did it that way, we wouldn't have any Dawn to attach to Nami. Because we could have done the Hiyori into the Katakuri. Or sorry, the Useless Kid. With no Dawn on Nami. I think this way is okay. There's so many things this deck can do, man. Yeah, let's Zeus. We'll take a life. Another Nugate, unfortunately. We'll pop this. I wish we cannot remove the kid because it's +1, so we'll get rid of the Zoro. We'll gain a card. Gravity Blade. So I guess we'll go 9 here. Yep. We'll go 8 to face. I probably should have done it the other way around, right? But it's alright. Hey, you gave it to us anyway. Cool. We'll pass turn. So far, so good. We healed, what, 5 times? So we had 9 life in total so far? Yeah, 5 times. We healed... Yeah. That's pretty good, man. If we can get 1 more Big Mom down, that'd be awesome. That's 4 Pocuses. Frankie. I think he's running out of cards here. It's going heavy, so that means he's going to drop another blocker. We have to protect this. Yeah, we can Slave Arrow, bounce Zeus back to hand. Let's do it that way. Because the only other option there was dropping the Hiyori with a Nugate. Bounce that, boost this. The card is so good. I'm surprised it hasn't gone up in value yet, honestly. It's very good in Nami here. 8. Yeah, we'll guard out here as well. 2 Dawn open. So that's 2 Giants, maybe? Oh. Okay. I think he loses. Like right here, I think he loses. Because now we can just Gravity Blade both of these. We have the option to go 6-9-9. Or we just go 6-8-8, drop this Shirahoshi on board. Takes it. We get a Soul Pocus. Well, PTSD. Let's go 8. Ooh, actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. That's my bad. That's my bad. I got overzealous. It's my fault. He'll guard here with counter, yeah. But, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. It's okay, though. Just because when we take the hit, we can throw it away with Nami effect anyway. So. Alright. Why? I guess he has to clear board here because he can't really kill me. Just interesting. Maybe that's his only play that he has left right now. So we just stalled this deck out entirely. He had to go through a whole wall. So see you, Newgate. I'll just drop another one. He knows we got the Shirahoshi as well. He's got 2 Dawn open. Determined. So I think if he's able to clear one, he probably has the Giants to protect life. So I think we need to have both on board. Not bad. Yep. Double Zeus. We'll pudding him. Just in case he does have double giant. And now he's got like triple, you know? Thanks, pudding. Let's go 8 lead. We got there, boys. Alright. Yeah, we should be fine. Gets the block. And GG. Well played. That was pretty good. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Gonna dive into another game coming at you guys with Nami playing into Doflamingo. The last game was rough, wasn't it? We healed like, what, 4 or 5 times? It was awesome. But sometimes it really happens like that, man. Some people think Soul Pocus is just for show, but apparently it works really well in Nami. It's a little interesting. Now, of course, with that being said, this won't be my last iteration of Nami. We will be diving into this list very, very soon. Because this build, or Nami in general, is very flexible. So she can be built in different ways. And we're going to be looking to explore as much as we can here with this leader. This will be my leader to go in OP11. We set Bonnie aside. Tired of playing Bonnie, tired of just dropping Eustace Kid and, you know, just being bored. It's just really what it is. It reminds me of playing Enel a little bit. Back when Enel was decent, like you just didn't attack life and you just pass, you know, to the late game. Bonnie kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Kind of telegraph plays and stuff, you know. Nami, on the other hand, is just so much fun. The deck's can be built in a lot of different ways, not only from me, but numerous other people, so you guys will see multiple lists coming from my channel. So stay tuned for that. Now, I do play Boa, of course, and playing blue into Dofi, you kind of got to control the board, you know, it's that tempo game. Nami is a little different. I feel like I can be aggressive here, and it's fine, because whether or not he takes damage, I get to draw cards and replenish my hand. Whereas, of course, if I'm attacking life, he might be often, you know, just taking the hits, which is okay, because we do have access to some removal. It's just our bodies need to hit the board. Whereas Boa has access to the 10-drop Kaido. We can use it as well, but Boa, of course, does this better. The Kaido allows for a lot of removal, whereas Nami, on the other hand, we have to utilize our Eustace Kid and our 7 Mom, our 8 cost Rush Luffy. We have to have the bodies on the board to do the damages here. And the only problematic card that I have to remove in Dofi when I get an opportunity to is Teach, and then the Bounce Law, right? In most case situations. Speaking of which, nah, we can take this hit, it's fine. Otherwise, I'm just dumping my hand here. Do your thing, yep. I don't think he would bounce back to Iori, it just wouldn't happen. So, we got back to Perona. We get a Soul Pocus. Because we put that there, remember that. And we should heal. The good thing about this matchup is with the Soul Pocus and the Big Mom, we get to rip life from him, and the Eustace Kid. We get to rip life from him without having to give him a card to the hand, you know what I mean? So it's a little bit different. There's Perona comes back down. I wish we had like the pudding option earlier, that'd been great. Or just pudding in general. I think pudding really messes up Doflamingo's flow, you know? Being able to sort cards on top, especially with Teach. It's pretty nice. But alas, we go to 5 Dawn next turn, so we do have an opportunity of dropping the Katakuri on board. Not really a good idea to play down the Nojiku to bounce back Law. You know, there's no point. We do get a Flampe, which is kind of nice. We'll do the thing. Ooh, Gravity Blade. That's actually really good, because now when he hits us, we can bounce like A or B to bottom deck. And then on our following turn, we can Gravity Blade again and bounce back whatever, or sorry, bottom deck anything else he puts on board. We don't really need to attack into Law this time. I'm trying to get a card, that way I can draw here. If he had another character on board, then yes, I'd run that into Law. And we knew he got back the Buggy earlier, so... What do you want to do here? He goes to 6. So it's guaranteed he's probably going to play a blocker, right? Because we have Katakuri on board. We do have a big body that we can run into Law next turn if need be. But I think he's going to attack first. Might be a little weird, actually. Because he does leader skill, and then he smacks me, and then we just bottom deck whatever he plays down. At least I hope so. I don't think he does anything else for 6 Dawn unless he wants to play down Jozu. He can play Jozu here, bounce back, you know, Perona into hand to bounce Katakuri back if he wants to. And then get the 2 rested Dawn from the Teach. To swing for 7. But no leader skill. Which may be a little backwards. Okay, so Moria comes down. I think he only has 2 options, yeah. Gets the Buggy. He still has enough for leader. Puts a card on top. Yep. What's cool about this is he knows that something here is going to get bottom decked. It doesn't really matter if you attack with him first, right? So we just bottom deck something. I guess we bottom deck Teach, right? Is that okay? Because then we could just attack into the Law. And hopefully get cards out of hand along with Gravity Blading both of them. Oh, okay, never mind. Plays Boa instead. That sucks. I think we have to guard here, which is unfortunate. So I guess we can use the Newgate, then drop a 2k counter. Or we can get rid of the 8-cost Kid, but we kind of need that to play on curve. No, actually, you know what? Let's just counter out, or sorry, guard out with Katakuri here. And then we'll drop a 2k. He's going to go up to, what, 8? I think? What's going on here? What is he doing? Oh, okay. He was still sorting cards. I thought we broke the game again. Alright, so we'll guard out here. We'll drop the 2k, and then we'll drop the Newgate as well. So I do want to keep him on board. Okay. So now we're chilling. And we, of course, get another Newgate. That's the downside with this card. I think I mentioned it earlier. Like, he does well. Like, he allows you to sort the life and draw a free card when you play Newgate on board. Cool. Awesome. The downside to it is, it's cool the first time, you know? After that, you really don't need to see him again. So we might be tossing him at the end of, today's video. Alright, let's go 6 here. There's a 3rd Newgate. Why? Just let it go. Okay. Gives us the Buggy he got back from the Moria. Sure. Let's run 6 into this as well. I don't really mind here. Another 2k. Okay. So now he only has Law on board here. We got rid of the Boa blocker. We got rid of the Moria. Next turn we have access to the 8-cost Kid. Currently. Unless we draw something else. I think in that situation we'd probably go 7 Mom, maybe? If we had it. Okay. Gravity Blade. I did not expect that. That's fair. I'm glad we attacked with Katakuri then. Goes 6. We have to use leader ability here. So I'll pitch the Newgate. So Law can't swing. Hey, we get a 7 mom. Let's go, boys. That's actually pretty good. But so is the kid though, because kid automatically generates us a free card. We actually get 2. Could we get 1 off of him and then 1 off of the leader? Because Big Mom comes down, then he potentially might heal us. So let's just go with the kid. Burn Life, Shirahoshi. That's actually really good. We'll go 6 lead. Takes both hits. Oof. We'll get rid of the Red Rock. We don't need it because we have the Nojiko to bounce any blockers he decides to throw on board. And this turn he has to deal 3 damage. So is that still possible? Yeah, maybe. No, it's not actually. Unless he has like Rush Luffy or something, something I wouldn't consider. But even still, it's a stretch. So there's Moria. Just takes the 2k back. Okay. Yep. We have an out for this with the Noshiko. You at least have to go 7 here. So Law hits me. We can trash anything in hand because we don't need it for the following turn. We already have the out. So I guess we can get rid of the Big Mom and then toss something else for the Doflamingo. There's another Boa. Oh, he's actually gonna swing 7. Oh, so he goes to 8 here. Okay. It doesn't matter if we take this hit or not, because we should be able to just win this turn. We'll play this on board. No counter back to hands. He's got 4 up there, right? So that means he can reach. Yeah, cool. Well played, man. And we had a Soul Focus in the last life. That's actually pretty deep. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This is going to be the last game of the day. Coming at you guys with Nami playing into Usopp. And of course, we won the die roll, which is nice. So we are going to go first in this matchup. It helps us out tremendously, you know, being able to stall Usopp from his turn of dropping down like the Rebecca into the Kyros play, which is really huge for us. Going first doesn't really hurt us either because we have access to the Katakuri and the 7-drop Mom if we chain back to back. That way we can play down Katakuri on 5 and 7 on Mom and still have a Dawn up for our leader skill, which is nice. If we were playing the Nami, we would not be able to do that. Sure, man. We'll give me a 0 cost event. Okay. You know, I felt like we probably should have done like the Newgate there. You know, just giving him the Newgate for 6, but then he might have just donned up for Leo and smacked me. I don't know. Sure. So we get Kata here, which is really good for us because we have the Mom play. We just have to take a life this turn. That way we can use Katakuri's ability. Yep. We have to take 1 hit, unfortunately. Nah, we'll just take this one. What does he play here for 4? Okay, he just goes 6. Fair. Alright, so this guarantees him the Hiyori, because he knows we already have it. The other option was to block with Katakuri and then give him the Newgate, but that gives him more information. There's another Mom. We'll play the Mom down. Actually, yeah, we can play the Mom down here. That's fine, because we have to do this first. Yeah, I could have swung first, I get it, but doing it this way allows us to swing for 6 this turn instead of 5. And this will force either a 2k out of hand or a blocker a day out. Yeah, he gets to draw 1. That's fine. We'll swing again. Keep the pressure on. I'm looking to get the 2Ks. Nice. Okay. So far, so good. So now we have the Newgate in hand that we can pitch if we need to. Because he's on, what, 8? So we're looking pretty good right now. Still could be a Rebecca play. No, he's going to pop the Linlin. That was hard to say for some reason. Goes Zoro. 6 into this. Then he has 6 into it again, I think. I guess we'll get rid of this. Just to make ourselves 2k for the turn. We'll go for the Zeus. Ooh, that was not math. That's my bad. We were safe. We should have tossed the mom. And then kept the Newgate to guard out for the Katakuri. That's my fault. That kind of sucks. That's fine. Because now we get to do this for free anyway. Trash life. Draw a card. And then we'll go 6 again. Rather go for leader here. And then next turn we have another Big Mom. Because our other option was just to play Big Mom down and have an extra Dawn for the turn, swinging for 7. And then potentially he would heal us with Mom. Both work. It's just the kid is going to be a problem and he has to deal with it now because it's rested. So we'll become 7 here. Kuzan. Okay. Ooh, man. That might be pretty greedy if we did Soul Focus here. I think it's better to get the Linlin on board because he's probably going to pop the kid next turn. Like, he's got to pop the kid next turn, right? Bounce the blocker back to hand. Because we could do Hiyori here, take the Eustace kid, put Soul Focus in life. Or we can just play down the Big Mom. Get a Zeus. There's so many options here. Because we can go Soul Focus Hiyori, or Soul Focus Shirahoshi. Let me see what he wants to do here. Let's go 9. No, actually, we can't do that. Because if we Soul Focus or Big Mom, we don't get to do anything. So let's 7 Mom. And then this should force him to let us heal. Yep. And then we rip life this way. Probably. Nice. Get rid of this. Okay, so nothing that he can do here should be able to net him the game unless he has a ridiculous amount of blockers coming for the following turn. Because we need to see a Nojiku or a Gravity Blade to make sure we can get rid of the blockers that he decides to put on board here. Gravity Blade. Let's go ahead and do the Zeus thing. Pop this. Draw a free card. Nice. 14. I'll go 14 face. Can we get there, boys? Oh my gosh. Well played, man. That hand, though. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the end of the video. I do hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a lot of fun, as it always is. Today we played around with something completely different. OP11 Nami. A leader in which I thought I would have fun with, but I didn't think I would have this much fun. This deck can be built numerous different ways, so do expect to see a variety of Nami builds here on the channel and locals content very, very soon. I know locals doesn't do very, very well, and speaking of which, I will be putting out a poll at the end of the video whether or not you guys actually want to see locals content as well as sim content here. I've noticed locals content doesn't do that great, and I can understand it. I get it. I'd rather have that one-on-one approach with you guys than having, locals content. But if you guys want to see both, let me know. The poll will go up after this video. In any case, up next, after Nami, we might be doing Shirahoshi, or I might go into Katakuri. I haven't fully decided yet. There's so many different decks and leaders I want to get into this set. I'm super stoked. In any case, this build actually outperformed today. I had a lot of fun with it. I do expect to see some changes in the next video. I might be dropping the Newgate, and I've already went over the cards in which I probably will get rid of this guy for. And I think, as it stands, I'm very, very confident with the deck so far. I think it's really, really good. The other card I do want to play around with, though, is going to be the Luffy. I very much enjoy this one, and I have utilized this Luffy in some other Nami variants. Let me go ahead and show you guys some of the stuff I've cooked up so far. Some of them have been completely different. Like, this build looks different than the other one. Of course, they're still going to be utilizing Soul Pokus. I'm having fun with this card. It is what it is. But the Luffy in general, I try to do like a bounce-oriented build with the Nojiko and the Jozu, because everything here bounces. Same thing with Luffy. And I might try to incorporate this into my main build with the Luffy in general. The other card I thought about playing around with was the Mihawk here, like in a different package. But we'll get into that in another Nami video. Currently, this has been the Nami deck that I've been cooking up with as of today, or as of this week, or what have you. It's very, very fun. The only downside, like I mentioned, is the Newgate. He's really good for what he allows you to do. It allows you to get that free card draw. Awesome. The downside to it is you only want to see him once per game, if that. And there's so many different variations that I can include in this spot other than Newgate. Like Cavendish, of course, we're talking about the draw Cavendish, the blue one. We have Cavendish, we have Lin, the 6 cost that allows you to trash a character from, trash 2 cards from your opponent's hand, or trash a life, benefit, you know, regardless of how you look at it. And then, of course, you have Jozu himself, and we all know Jozu does a thing, allows you to bounce characters. And in certain situations, I've done this numerous times where I'm able to be on 10 Dawn, or be on 8 Dawn. I can go ahead and drop a Nojiko on the board, bounce something, play Jozu, get this back to hand, bounce something else on board, which is really strong, but I don't have the Dawn to attach to the Nami. So I'm trying to work out a build that can utilize a bounce mechanic with the 5-cost Katakuri. That way I'm always able to get that Dawn attached. There's going to be so many different ways that I come up with when it comes to Nami, so I do hope you guys are going to be ready for that. Outside of that, this deck list has been doing very, very well for me so far. We're still in like a few days into the set, so everything is going to change here very, very soon when we start seeing numbers come out and what leaders are going to be on top. And I can already tell you, and you already should know this, both Luffy variants, unfortunately, your boy here, blue-purple, and then, of course, the other Luffy, which is going to be the green-purple one, are going to be probably some of the best decks in the format, and that's just hands down. It is what it is. Although Nami does have some decent matches into both of these leaders, which is really, really good. But outside of that, we'll go ahead and close today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe for future content when it comes to all things One Piece here on the channel. Good luck at your pre-release, and I will catch you guys in the very next video. Stay safe out there. I'll see y'all later.